Good morning, everyone. If I could have your attention for just a minute, I have a couple of important announcements to share before the commencement ceremonies begin. Good morning and welcome to the campus of Saginaw Valley State University and to the James E. O'Neill Arena in the Ryder Center for Health and Physical Education. I'm Linda Sims and I work at the university. No doubt you're eagerly anticipating today's commencement and are proud of the accomplishments of the person you are here to celebrate. But before the ceremony begins, allow me to share with you a few housekeeping items. This one is normally not on the script, but if I could have your attention for this, you might be happy if you're the owner of a red Chevy Impala. Your car is actually on. It's in the R lot. R is in roving at the fitness center, and I can even give you the license plate if you actually know your license plate. GAF as in Frank 9970. So if any of you out there came in a red Chevy Impala in our lot, you might want to go check it so that your car will actually work at the end of the ceremony. Okay, back to a few of these announcements. The Ryder Center that we are all in, like many buildings on campus, is a tobacco-free, no-smoking facility. University policy permits smoking only outside in our parking lots. The audience, all of you, are requested to stand during the processional, remain standing for our national anthem, and then stand again during the recessional. A professional photographer will be taking multiple pictures of the graduates as they cross the stage. Information about the photographer's company is on page 3 of your red commencement program. Personal photographs and videos can be taken from your seat. To preserve the view for each member of the audience, we ask that no photographs or videos be taken from any other area of the floor during the ceremony. Please observe common courtesy by refraining from the use of artificial noisemakers, such as air horns and any other device that could interfere or cause physical harm to anybody else in attendance, or in general disrupt the ceremony. Please familiarize yourself with all the emergency exits in the building. Note that some emergency exits are also behind the curtain and stage, exiting to the east. After the ceremony concludes today, all of you are our guests and you're invited to join your graduates, faculty, and staff for refreshments and many, many more additional photo opportunities in the East Arena behind us. When the ceremony ends, you may follow the graduates as they proceed behind the stage. Thank you for your attention. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. And again, our congratulations to you and your family for these great accomplishments. The ceremony will begin in about 10 minutes. Thank you.
through this.
Oh, got it. Gotcha. If you ever know what I say, she starts and she's been. Okay. I do that sometimes, but I don't mean. Yeah, like what, we leave and then we can't come back in here if we want, but like sit in the crowd.
Start early, so we're ready to go.
Say otherwise just sit in the room.
Ready. We're going to start.
We're good. Let's do this.
Everybody.
All right.
You guys ready? Yeah, please. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for our national anthem and remain standing for the invocation, which will be presented by Dr. Mamie Thorns.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning. As we are standing here today, a part of each graduate dream realized, let us give thanks together in a moment of silence. This ceremony, in all of its pomp and circumstance, unites us in our dreams of promise and equality for all. It allows us to collectively celebrate our graduates' accomplishments, our cultures, our ideas, and our hopes. We commemorate the very best within each of us here in this moment together. Our hearts swell with gratitude. We humbly appreciate the support of the graduates' families and their loved ones, their teachers, mentors, peers, and all who have stood behind us, putting aside differences with an eye toward promising future that is marked by today's commencement. May each graduate and all who are gathered here not forget the power of this moment. May this day be a reminder that hard work, diligence, support, and tenacity are what have brought us to this day with you. Recall the power of this moment, the common bond we share, the inclusive celebration of achievement and success among the diversity of people who are united for a dream, all for one and one for all. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Thorns, and please be seated. Our pre-commencement concert was presented by the Saginaw Valley State University Concert Band under the direction of Professor William Woolner. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to them and our wonderful student vocalist, Miss Madeline McHugh. Welcome to Saginaw Valley State University Winter 2016 graduation ceremony. I would like to take a moment to introduce SVSU's governing board members who are with us today. These citizens are appointed by the governor of the state of Michigan to serve this university, and they do so with commitment and distinction. I will ask each of them to stand and then ask you to join me in thanking them for their service to our university. Please hold your applause until they are all introduced. Board Chairman, Mr. Scott Carmona. Vice Chair, Janae Velasquez. Secretary, Mr. David Gamas. Treasurer, Mr. John Kunitzer. Dennis Durko, Kathy Ferguson, and Vicki Rupp. Please join me in thanking them for their service. It is my great honor to welcome President Sean Lee and a delegation of 15 faculty members from our sister institution, Mincheon University in Taiwan. They are here celebrating with us today. 2 years ago, SVSU and Mincheon reached an agreement to offer a joint master's degree, and the first graduates are completing their degrees here today. President Lee has served Mincheon University for 35 years and became their president in 1999. Mincheon made history in 2010 by becoming the first Asian university to receive accreditation from a United States comprehensive accrediting body, the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. They currently enroll more than 19,000 students. Would President Lee and all the members of the Mincheon University staff and faculty please stand so we may recognize you and thank you for traveling from Taiwan to be with us here today. Thank you. I would also like to take a moment to recognize a representative group of faculty and staff we have with us today. To our graduates here at SVSU, these faculty and staff are Saginaw Valley State University, and I now ask them to stand and be recognized. Please recognize them for their work, which brings a great deal of honor to our university and value to the degrees we're going to award today. There are faculty and staff members here today who will be retiring from full-time service at SVSU, and I would like to recognize those individuals. Please stand when your name is called. Mr. William Woolner, Associate Professor of Music, who has completed 34 years of service to SVSU. Ms. Mary Jo Brandemore, Associate Provost for Student Affairs and the Dean of Students. MJ has been with SVSU for 33 years. Dr. Gladys Zublecki, Professor of Modern Foreign Languages, 25 years of service to SVSU. And Dr. Eugene Hamilton, Director of External Affairs. SVSU has been in existence for 53 years. Gene Hamilton has served us for 47 of those 53 years. Please join me in thanking all of these wonderful people for their service. As part of the May commencement ceremony, we traditionally acknowledge three very important awards given to members of the faculty. The Frank A. Landy Teaching Excellence Award, the Earl Warwick Award for Excellence in Research, and the House Family Award for Teacher Impact. I now ask Dr. Deborah Huntley, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, to introduce the recipients whose accomplishments are detailed in your program. Dr. Huntley?
The late Dr. Frank A. Landee was a Dow Chemical Company research scientist who taught here in the early days of Saginaw Valley State University. The Frank A. Landee Teaching Excellence Award is presented each year to an outstanding member of the faculty. This year, the recipient is Dr. Eric Trump, Professor of Political Science. Dr. Trump, please stand and be recognized for this great honor. The Earl L. Warwick Award for Excellence in Research is made possible by an endowment from the Dow Corning Corporation in recognition of the late Dr. Warwick, who served for 41 years as an outstanding researcher. Dr. Warwick also served as Dean of the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology at SVSU. This year, the Warwick Award is presented to Dr. Scott Youngstead, Professor of Anthropology. Dr. Youngstead is unavailable to attend the event this morning. He is participating in a faculty exchange program at Shikoku University in Japan. The late Mr. Robert J. House endowed the House Family Award for Teacher Impact in memory of his wife, Jeanette. Mr. House became the executive in residence in the College of Business and Management after retiring from the Dow Chemical Company. This annual award recognizes the SVSU professor who had the greatest positive impact on a graduate in business, the arts, humanities, or education programs. This year, the House Award for Teacher Impact is presented to David Razudek, Associate Professor of Theater. Professor Razudek, please stand and be recognized. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Huntley. Our commencement speaker today is Mr. Joseph Pfeiffer. Mr. Pfeiffer serves as President and CEO of Healthcare Financial Management Association, a national organization with offices in Chicago and Washington, D.C. The association provides the resources healthcare organizations need to achieve sound fiscal health in order to provide excellent patient care. With more than 40,000 members, it is the nation's leading membership organization of healthcare finance executives and leaders. Working with a broad cross-section of stakeholders, the association identifies gaps throughout the healthcare delivery system and bridges them through the establishment of sharing of knowledge and best practices. Prior to assuming his current position in 2012, Mr. Pfeiffer spent 11 years as Vice President of Hospital Finance at Spectrum Health in Grand Rapids. He also spent time with McLaren Healthcare Corporation in Flint as Vice President of Finance, and Ingham Regional Medical Center in Lansing as Senior Vice President of Finance and Chief Financial Officer. Mr. Pfeiffer started his career with 9 years at Ernst & Young, an accounting firm in Michigan. Mr. Pfeiffer served as chair of Healthcare Financial Management Association Board of Directors from 2006 through 2007. An association member since 1983, he also has served as chapter president for more than 2 terms as a board member. A fellow of HFMA and a CPA, Pfeiffer is an active volunteer in his community and an avid runner. I'm proud to say that Mr. Pfeiffer completed his baccalaureate degree in business administration at Saginaw Valley State University in 1982. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Joseph Pfeiffer.
Well, good morning. It has been an honor for me to come back home here in my hometown and be part of all the ceremonies, both last night and today. I haven't been back much since 1982, and to get on campus last night and see all the development in the new buildings, to be honest with you, I did not recognize the campus. But one thing has not changed in all those years is the people. The warm welcome has been mind-blowing, quite frankly. So I'd like to thank President Bouchan, Professor Marilyn Scrocky, longtime friend of mine, Mark Thompson, all of whom played a role in inviting me back. Again, it is truly my honor to be speaking with you this morning. You probably looked at your program and asked, who is this Joe Pfeiffer? Who is this guy? And I don't know who he is. And then you probably would have done, maybe what I would have done is pulled out my phone and Googled SVSU notable alumni. And you would have seen an actor, some musicians, baseball player, a number of football players, but no Joe Pfeiffer. I have been asked to come before you today and share my story, and in the hopes that maybe some of this would resonate with some of you on this very special day. I'm just a small town boy from Saginaw, Michigan. That's how I ended my last board meeting as chairman of HFMA, which is a volunteer role, back in 2007. And I said that because I had been given an opportunity to chair this national organization, and I was truly humbled by both that opportunity and then the people that surrounded me that sat around that board table. And I thought of how far I had come, or just that opportunity that had been presented to me, to be board chair of this national organization. Now I'm CEO of the same organization, and again, the same kind of thing. It's a humbling environment. I'm a CEO of an organization of these national leaders in healthcare financial professionals. I've come a long way in a lot of ways from my accounting degree here at Saginaw Valley. It's something I never would have anticipated on the day that I graduated, like all of you today. When you think ahead of 35 years, it's probably hard to picture where you'll be. Whether you aspire to be a CEO or a principal or a scientist of some type that discovers a cure for cancer or something like that, you're probably wondering, how in the world am I going to get there from here? Well, for starters, you have a great degree from a wonderful school, and that's a huge accomplishment. Some of you already have postgraduate steps figured out. You probably have a job lined up, or you have plans to go to grad school. Some of you might be worrying because you don't have that figured out yet, or maybe because your first plan didn't pan out. Or maybe some of you are making the decision just to take some time off. But whatever your plans are, chances are there's some level of anxiety that you feel about this transition to life after college, and what comes next and how you're going to attack that. No, I don't have all the answers, but I would like to share with you, because I have been in your shoes, some of my life experiences that just might help. As Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple said at Stanford commencement presentation in 2005, today I want to tell you 3 stories from my life. That's it. No big deal, just 3 stories. Okay, so that's where my similarity with Steve Jobs begins and ends. But since I don't have a lot of time, I better get started, but I do have these 3 stories. So story 1. I was 23 years old. I had my CPA exam behind me. I was working at Ernst & Young, and a former teacher of mine called me and asked me to come in and speak to his class. He wanted me to come in and talk about my professional experiences. And I was happy to do that. I came in, it seemed like it went well, seemed like it resonated with the students. I talked frankly about my experiences as an auditor in the professional world. At the end of the class, the students left, and I sat there with this teacher, and I thought the teacher would thank me, say the normal, nice kinds of things. Instead, he looked at me and he said, "Pfeiffer, you're never going to make it." And I was perplexed. Maybe I wasn't as professional as what he was anticipating. Maybe something in my message was not what he wanted to hear. I'm not sure, but those words stuck with me for years. Story 2. A year later, I was 24 years old at Ernst & Young, and I was a senior accountant at that time. I was auditing a bank, or we were auditing a bank, and it was a small bank by today's standards, but it was our office's biggest client. Now, a senior accountant's responsibility is for what we would call the field work, or they're responsible for all the auditors that are on site to keep the job flowing, get it done on time. Many of these engagements are a fixed fee engagement, so the financial success or lack thereof is dependent on how well that field work goes. It's a lot of responsibility for a young person. Not to mention the financial side, there's the challenge that the audit has to be right and it has to be good. And I remember vividly, I would go home almost every night just feeling overwhelmed. I'm over my head. I don't know that I can do this. And there were times that it just shook me to my soul. There were nights that I cried. I don't know that I can do this. Yet every morning, the next morning, I got up, got dressed, went back in, and did the job. And we did get it done, and we did finish it on time, and things were successful. The audit was successful. Story 3. Fast forward about 25 years. After about 9 years with Ernst & Young, I had gone on to be Chief Financial Officer of several different health systems here in the state of Michigan. For 11 of those years, the last 11 which were at Spectrum Health in Grand Rapids. And I loved being a CFO. I loved the challenge of it, and I loved the industry. But my heart was with HFMA. It's an association that I had volunteered for over 25 years. People join HFMA not only for professional education, but for the networking in the community. Members join HFMA sometimes for life. And it really is a family atmosphere, 40,000 strong. So my heart was within HFMA. And when I was called to interview for the CEO job, I jumped at the opportunity. My predecessor had been there for over 25 years, and so I figured this was my one-time chance. This was my one shot. If I was going to get a shot at it, that this was going to be it. So we went through one round of interview, and in the second round of the interviews with the search committee, now keep in mind, I had volunteered for many, many years, and I had been chair of the board of HFMA, which is a volunteer role. So I knew many of the members. In fact, I knew all of the members of the search committee. And they wanted me in this second round to come in and do a presentation, a formal presentation about how can we keep HFMA relevant. They were asking for ideas in a presentation format about how a membership association can stay viable in an era of significant and rapid change. Now, we had already talked about some of these concepts in the first round, so I thought it was unusual that they wanted a formal presentation as part of that process. I don't know, maybe they got feedback from that old teacher that had invited me in back then. Anyway, it seemed artificial to me, and it didn't feel like the best forum for me. I decided I'm not going to do that I'm not going to do a slick PowerPoint presentation. When the day came, I said to them, look, you've all seen me speak. You've seen me on the stage. Rather than enter into a dialogue, let's talk about this issue. And so that's what I did. I created a dialogue not unlike what I thought a CEO should do. So I started asking them questions about how we should stay relevant. I started gathering their input, like a good CEO does. You see, I needed to put myself put myself forward in a way that I could be my best. Now, I suspect a couple of those search committee members were ticked off. I didn't follow protocol. And yet, here I am. Next month, I'll celebrate my 4th year anniversary, and they haven't kicked me out yet. So I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking that I'm saying it's okay to be a rebel, that you could do your own thing, that the world can just revolve around you. But that's not at all what I'm saying. What I am saying is basically these three things. First, be yourself. You really need to find an environment that works for you, that accepts you, and where you can thrive. If you're true to who you are, you can be confident about the path you're taking. Too many people get themselves into jobs or organizations where it clashes with who they are, and it leads to bitterness. Along the way, if you hear people's voices in your head that are criticizing you, don't listen to it. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't listen to advice or that you learn as you go. But there's a big difference between improving yourself and learning versus violating your true self. At that meeting with the search committee, I wasn't thinking about that negative feedback that I had received from the teacher. I was drawing on my life experiences and my business experiences over many years of success, and I decided to do it Pfeiffer style. My rationale is if I'm myself, and if it's God's will, then it will be. But if I give it my best shot and it doesn't work out, then I'm okay with that. And that thought process and that rationale gave me all the confidence that I needed to be successful in that process. So as you move through your first few years after college, you'll get a better sense of who you are, what your strengths are, and how to build on them. You'll learn what your style is and what it isn't. And you'll understand that it never works to force yourself to be different from who you are. Second, and I know you've heard this a million times, but give it your best effort. When I was 24 and I was scared to blow this big auditing assignment and this engagement, I basically felt that fear and did it anyway. In other words, I didn't give up. I just coming back every day and gave it everything that I had. So yes, this step takes courage, mental toughness, determination. But the good news is you already know how. You learned it when you were 5 years old. You see, my mom was a kindergarten teacher. And you've probably all seen the poster, everything you need to know you learned in kindergarten, and I believe that. See, you can give it your honest best effort. It doesn't mean that you have to work till 10 o'clock at night or abandon other important parts of your life. For example, I coached my kids in soccer for 18 years, all that time as an executive in the healthcare industry. You can give your profession your best and still be a good parent, spouse, friend. But it takes your honest best effort. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, follow your passion. Find that place or that cause or that purpose you are truly passionate about. It turns just a job into something that much more special. For me, it turned out to be healthcare, and then more specifically from that, the patient financial encounters within our healthcare industry. In my role as CEO of HFMA, I'm bringing people together from all corners of our industry to take the guesswork and stress out of paying hospital and physician bills, a topic that takes way longer than what we have today to talk about. And it's because I believe that we as finance leaders have the responsibility to do everything that we can to take the stress out of an already stressful situation that patients are in and let them focus on their health. And I hope you can see that I feel passionately about this. We need to do a better job of this in our industry. Now, we're not doing this because HFMA's future depends on it. It doesn't at all. Actually, it's costing us money to focus on this issue. We're not making any money on this issue. We could be a very successful association and not do this. But I and the colleagues I work with share my passion about making our society, making our industry better. by leaving this industry better than when we found it. And that's our way of giving back. So what about you? What's your passion? Your degree is great, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough. You need passion to channel everything that you've learned in the direction best for you, because that's how you'll be happiest, and that's how you make the greatest contribution to making our society a better place. So what excites you? What stirs your blood? What's your passion? That's where you need to spend your energy. Now, some people might wrap up the speech by reiterating those key points. Be yourself, follow your passion, give it your best effort. I'd rather say, trust your gut and work hard. Because while I might be CEO, in my heart, I'm still a small-town boy from Saginaw, Michigan. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations to the Saginaw Valley State University class of 2016.
Thank you, Mr. Pfeiffer. We have now arrived at the principal reason for this ceremony, the conferring of degrees. SVSU still holds to the tradition of speaking each name individually. This may take a while, but it's more than worth it. For each name spoken represents the pride and the hopes of an individual and their family and friends. Cheering is certainly welcome, but please be courteous to others and allow the next name to be heard. The first candidates are those who have earned graduate degrees. I now ask Dr. Deborah Huntley, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, to come to the podium and present these candidates to you.
Will the candidates for all graduate degrees please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty, I am honored to present these students who have successfully completed the requirements for their respective degrees. With the approval of the faculty, they are presented to you. Will the candidates please come forward? As we invite the candidates to come forward, we welcome President Lee to come forward and join us in congratulating the students who are completing master's degrees in teaching Chinese as a second language.
Ian Miranda Huang. Jiying Shi. Yixin Lai. Lifang Q. Kelly Jean Van Zale. Victoria Rose Stoddard. Kelly Leanne Smith. Crystal Marie Hoffman. Stephanie Lee McGuffey. Stacy Ann Karamgard. Monique Suzanne Cunningham. Jamie Lynn Doran. Amy M. Stepansky. Lisa Ann Rutkowski. Paula Louise Hopkins. Amy Rita Green, Melissa Ann Agostino, Renee Rose Spayman, Jamie Marie Hauser Facine, Kevin George Friel, Celeste Eileen Essenmacher, Kelsey Lynn Robinette, Katrina Marie Morell, Pakitha Lachelle Oldham, Abdullah Ibrahim Amin, Sakina Hussein Al Abdulaziz, Yuchen Zhang, Lauren Emily Zyrowski, Tamisha Rochelle Price, Bruce Walton Taylor, Jr., Hebatala Mohammed Rafai, Mohammed Khalef Youssef Al-Jarrah, Olivera Benefska, Stacia Marie Penzine Zarzicki, Lisa Marie Tompkinson, Teresa Ann Carter, Jessica Lynn Fisk, Nina Marie Priest, Jennifer Danielle Lacey, Karen May McFarland, Jennifer K. Rude Galbraith, Nicole Lynn Howdyshell, Chelsea Lene Maxwell, Roshandra F. Phillips, Courtney Renee Baker, Laura Jeanette Zacharias, Tracy Charlene Mikey, Megan Marie Gray, Jennifer Marie Verlinde, Emily Jane Barbrett, Gina Marie Rhodes, Rachel Bledsoe Frickin, Courtney Lynn Moore, Stephen Walter Heilman, LaDonna Simone Hunter, Tracy Michelle Wade, Christopher Paul Palmieri, Addison Howard Frank Spear, Kyle Robert Bonkowski, Jenny M. Vitale, Gina Rebecca Yurgaitis, Benjamin Alexander Price, Darius Dewan Petway, Bianca Desiree Sadler, Rakia Janae Majayed Smiley.
You are well prepared for leadership in your profession and communities. Serve them proudly and well. Now, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of my authority, vested in me by the Board of Control at Saginaw Valley State University, I am pleased and proud to confer upon you the graduate degrees you've earned, together with the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations to all of you. You may applaud. Please be seated. We will now proceed with the awarding of the baccalaureate degrees. I call upon Interim Dean Dr. Mark Peretz to come to the podium and present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the College of Arts and Behavioral Sciences.
Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in Arts and Behavioral Sciences please rise? Faculty in the College of Arts and Behavioral Sciences educate students in a variety of fields that provide understanding, skills, and the critical imagination necessary to be successful in a changing world. On behalf of my colleagues, the faculty in Arts and Behavioral Sciences, I congratulate you on your achievements. Will the candidates please come forward?
Jonathan Richard Mancebo. Scott McLeod from Disability Services will be presenting Jonathan his diploma. Hope Carolyn Swaggart, summa cum laude. Amber Grace Swanson. Avery Kellen Pierce. Eli William Adams. Tanner S. Beckwith. Amy Lou Kelly, cum laude. Dawn Ray Raymond. Mary Margaret Narvaez. Ross David Crowfoot. Tyler Garrett Cece. Aaron James Hall. Morgan Elizabeth Webster. Mark David Rosine. Jacob Edwards Collins. Chris Bracey. Kyle Jacob Henderson, cum laude. Garrett Scott Kronowski. Jessica Mary Grace Klingenpeel. Allison Nicole Powers, magna cum laude. Charlotte Catherine Lewis. Samantha Elizabeth Rieger, cum laude. Christopher James Clark, magna cum laude.
Thank you very much.
Sarah A. Luha, cum laude. Nicholas Allen Brunner. Kyle Marvin Grummett. Cody Brent Ballard. Nathan Brian Moore. Justin Scott Whiting. Olivia Christine Whiting, cum laude. Trevor Matthew Glenn Alden. Andrew Douglas Rigsby, magna cum laude. Taylor Ann Karanen. Matthew Thomas Bailey, summa cum laude. Kayla Ann Langmaid. Gabriel Miguel Soto. Gabriel Soto, duplicator operator for the Office of Business Services, and Kathy Soto, administrative secretary for campus facilities, will present the diploma cover to their son. Victoria Lynn Wieland. Amanda Sylvia Greco, cum laude. Miles Joseph Rosnowski, magna cum laude. Allison Mary Burr, summa cum laude. Rhiannon Renee Gonzalez. Allison Lee Young. Christine Lillian Kalinowski. Cynthia L. Putnam. Sarah Elizabeth Bauer, magna cum laude. Jenna Nicole Longman. Kayla May Batter. Brandon Charles Rosen. Chelsea Hope Whitman. Kelly Grace Marshall, summa cum laude. Emily Ann Vargas, magna cum laude. Tyler Lane Johnson. Jeffrey Christopher Giddings. Sierra Elise Castile, summa cum laude. Allison Lee Huber, magna cum laude. Lindsay Marie Reynolds. Nicholas Dean Price. Jamie Marie Payne. Christine Elizabeth Rolfe. Katie Lynn Sandel. Ola Katharina Hendler, cum laude. Kevin Chapin France. Baron Dane McBride II. Trey Len Mayasek. Jonathan Thomas Pagan. Chelsea Ray Had, magna cum laude. Joey Charles Oliver. Cole Atwood Coffin. Christopher Stephen Gomerick, magna cum laude. Jennifer Ann Streeter, magna cum laude. Jennifer Webb Staley. Jennifer Lynn Miller. Jessica D. Wright, magna cum laude. Mariah Lynn Jenkins, cum laude. Michael Joseph Blodgett. Kendall Blake Mider. Mitchell R. Klock, cum laude. Samantha K. Essenmacher, cum laude. Brianna Joy Pazinski. Michaela Sue Sutherland, cum laude. Alyssa Shea Wills. Donquia Nereus Brown. Thomas Anthony Collison, cum laude. Samantha Ann Wolford. Kelsey Erin Gomez, cum laude. Rachel Marie Murdoch. Sierra Elizabeth Love. Salvatore Ventura. Samantha Ina Julia Groen. Paul Desmond Davis. Katie Elizabeth Romsberg. Danica Renee Crouch. Amber Lace Uribe. Kaylee Lynn Naumchef, cum laude. Brooke Ashley Tiller, magna cum laude. Tyler Thomas Channel. Zachary Daniel Cooney. Destin Monet Graves. Darrell Robert Myrie. Dana Patrice Mays. Markeisha S. Jackson. Naya Chanel Ford. Stephen Isaac Wood, cum laude. Amanda Renee Moats, summa cum laude. China Shanice Williams, magna cum laude. Alexander Carl Gunther. Ano Glory Asu. Lauren Elise Kendrick. Miracle Charday Anderson. Rashonda Lynette Archie. Raytron Edward Bryant. Princess Faith Spratt. Kevin Eugene Holman. Shamia Lynn Sanders. Robert Nathaniel Mass, magna cum laude. Allison Jonee Martouche, summa cum laude. Rachel Sarah Cahill, summa cum laude. Janelle Allison Lake, cum laude. Chelsea Danielle Coffey, magna cum laude. Taylor Hannah Fisher, magna cum laude. Billy Leona Deshone, summa cum laude. Ashley Marie Stone, cum laude. Sean E. Buchek. Tyler Russell Haviland. Zachary Michael Luis Gomez. Gregory Glenn Gardner. Rosalind Marie Waldowski. Carly Renee Newville, magna cum laude. Ashley Elizabeth Macadon, summa cum laude. Tiana Chantel Chambliss. Alexis Charday Presley. Amber Janae Moman. Christopher Patrick Holka. Joseph Theodore Sackrider. Rachel Marie Nizinski, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Beakey. Rachel Lynn Elizabeth Clammer. Matthew Mark Wilhelm Clammer. Miranda Lee Dufresne, cum laude. Erin Renee Mahoney. Andres Guillermo Casternan. Tia Marie Ames. Corey William Travis. Jennifer Michelle Mashke. Preston D. Weber. Daniel James Schofer. Haley Miranda Martinez. Peyton Desiree Hall. Sarah Danielle Benish. Felicia Vanessa Torres. Tristan Lee Benjamin Sims. Adam Stephen Mullen. Chadwick Lawrence McConnell. Nicole Kathleen Maxwell. Kimberly Nicole Owen. Kelsey Marie Ginther. Landon Harvey DeFever, cum laude. Sarah Jacqueline Reisinger. Alan Reisinger, in maintenance for campus facilities, will present the diploma cover to his daughter. Chelsea Nicole Adams. Riley Scott Hupfer. Rachel Marie Stone. Sarah Marie Shaffrin. Heather Christina Stolp. Caitlin Elizabeth Paik. Jennifer Renee Hood, magna cum laude. Samantha Marie Eisengruber, summa cum laude. Austin Mark Bauer, summa cum laude. Tyler Sean Lister, cum laude. Dana Elizabeth Stacy. Jenna Lynn Rittenberry. Elizabeth Ann England, summa cum laude. Erin Margaret Michek, summa cum laude. Dylan Clay Kirby. Samantha Irene Lewis. Taylor Marie Margonette. Emily Eva Zen. Katrina Louise Weinsack, cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Green. Kyle Enrique Allen. Welsie Lynn Canoost, cum laude. Melissa Elizabeth Riley. Kelsey Marie Schramm, cum laude. Jennifer Nicole Milkey, magna cum laude. Cassidy Ann Shea. Danielle Victoria Currier. Alexandra Ann Green, summa cum laude. Antoine Dewan Mason. Chase Lucas Ostrander. Julia Manuela Aguilar. Dawn Annette Hill. Nicholas Ryan Kerbleski. Emery Rose Loomis. Brittany Ray Burns, cum laude. Teresa Joan Nuremberg, magna cum laude. Laura Therese Seeley, cum laude. Florence Josephine Alexander, cum laude. Amber Nicole Gonzalez. Elizabeth Regina Chad. Jennifer Ray Clark Gorski. Deontay Darnell Jones. Markel John Harrelson. Warren Damian Franklin. Kenneth Richard Dupree. Jordan Ashley Weber, cum laude. Caitlin Rose Grifka. Rebecca Rose Jurgens, summa cum laude. Abby Rose Wright. Danielle Faye Gray. Samuel Stewart Crease. Michael J. Lemist, summa cum laude. Denise Berry, Director of Military Student Affairs and Special Assistant to the Associate Provost, would like to present the diploma cover to her husband. Carly Ray Thompson. Catherine Ann Killingbeck, cum laude. Michael Thomas Brando. Jesse Ray Hoffman. Zachary J. Cornwall. Ryan Matthew Rohde, cum laude. Michaela May DeLong. Stuart Russell Fielder. Chelsea Lee Allen. Alex John Reagan. Chelsea Marie Montgomery. Alexandra Victoria Setkoviak, magna cum laude. Shelby M. Thompson, cum laude. Joshua Ross Queen. Amber Lynn Podojak.
Please join me in applause. You may be seated.
I now call upon Dean Craig Douglas to come to the podium to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees and certifications in the College of Education.
Would the candidates for baccalaureate degrees and certification in the College of Education please stand? On behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Education, we congratulate you. We feel you have chosen a noble profession, teaching, a profession to be proud of. And we are sure that as you enter the teaching profession, you will rise to the challenges presented to you, and that you will work for the betterment of your students, your school, and for society in general. Will the candidates now please come forward?
Candace Brooke Burns, summa cum laude. Aubriana Elise Clark, magna cum laude. Brandy Lene K. Bachelor, cum laude. Kayla Jane Reinstra, summa cum laude. Rosalie Summer Groendahl, summa cum laude. Dylan Philip Keniston. Gerald Francis Pathick. Kelly Marie Ekman. Amy Rochelle Delaney, magna cum laude. Jessica Lucille Taylor. Katie Ann Walling. Ashley Lynn Flores. Tara Christine Johnston. Tracy Lynn Major, summa cum laude. Mallory Claire Doust, summa cum laude. Katie Lynn Anita Jessup, magna cum laude. Nathan Robert Swain, summa cum laude. Sarah Marie Swetland. Michael Keith Del Rio. Brooklyn Ray Shimoniak, summa cum laude. Catherine Ann Hausbeck, summa cum laude. Danielle Nicole Werner, summa cum laude. Renee Lynn Klopf, cum laude. Emily K. Humpert, magna cum laude. Whitney Caitlin Bussa, magna cum laude. Lily Elise Lerner, magna cum laude. Kaylee Louise Nelson, summa cum laude. Molly Sue Callahar, magna cum laude. Carly Lee Cronus, cum laude. Katie Deanna Hobbs, summa cum laude. Maggie K. Strong, magna cum laude. Chelsea Renee Robinson. Alexandra Marie Potter. Thomas Forrest White, magna cum laude. Jordan N. Bonke, summa cum laude. Lori Emily LaFave, magna cum laude. Haley Marie Kavanaugh, cum laude. Hannah Marie Wilson, summa cum laude. Madeline Jean LaFear, magna cum laude. Alexandria Dolores Kranz, cum laude. Mackenzie J. Frodel, summa cum laude. Sam Charles Hudson, cum laude. Zachary Thomas Tanton. Matt James Ostrander. Nicholas Patrick Barton. Amanda Marie Gonzalez. Kyle H. Noel, summa cum laude.
Please join me in applause. And candidates, you may now be seated. Congratulations.
For the final group of candidates, I now call upon Dean Frank Hall to present the baccalaureate degrees in the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology.
Will a candidate for degrees in the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology please stand? The faculty and I are proud of these candidates who have chosen to work in the challenging and rapidly changing technical fields that enhance the lives of all of us. We congratulate them on their accomplishments and offer our hopes and best wishes for continued success. Will the candidates please come forward?
Morgan Kaylee Snyder, magna cum laude. Cameron Paul Belovac. Joshua James Belil. Bailey Francine McCarthy Riley, cum laude. Carly Lynn Raymond, summa cum laude. Gerald Xavier Henderson, cum laude. Philip James Essenmacher. Brady Scott Crandall. David Matthew Roof, cum laude. Lance Douglas Kloss, cum laude. Danielle Grace Derrick, cum laude. Jessica N. Todoroff, magna cum laude. Ryan Eric Mormon. Dustin James Tubbs, summa cum laude. Brian Scott Ludwig, summa cum laude. Billy Dale Wright. Stephanie M. Squanda. Mindy Christine Brandenburg, summa cum laude. Emily Rose Short, magna cum laude. Alexandra Nicole Steele, summa cum laude. Dawn Elizabeth Brown. Jarek Allen Watucky. Marissa Renee Mullinex. Nicholas R. Van Simays. Eric Stephen Lewis Schaff, cum laude. Olivia Michelle Archambault Crusoe, summa cum laude. Jeremy Joseph Wright, magna cum laude. Adam Russell Henderson. Jessica Ann Polinsky, magna cum laude. Katarina Lynn Keel, summa cum laude. Chai Weng. Christina Suzanne Kaiser. Matthew Christopher Lesser, magna cum laude. Cody Taylor McGregian. Caleb Samples. Thomas Brooks Winnie. Dalton James O'Connor, cum laude. Coleman Casey McCarthy. Brad S. Phelps. Sarah Nicole Vrabel. Rachel Nicole Bach, summa cum laude. Kristen Marie Johnson, magna cum laude. Jenna Nicole Grant, magna cum laude. Emmanuel Luis Andres Avellino, summa cum laude. Taylor J. Searing. Ashley Noel Mazer, summa cum laude. Heather Marie Beasley, summa cum laude. Lydia Ann Williams. Amy Judy Wakeman. Mutaz Adalhamid Majayan. Mortada Al-Galafi. Wahid Saud Baha. Cedric Sebastian Daly, summa cum laude. Kendra Alice Schenkel, summa cum laude. Caleb Scott Palmer, cum laude. Brian Richard Cook, cum laude. James Allen Hanson, magna cum laude. Tyler Mitchell Mossoff. Miguel Angel Garcia Beltran. Travis Scott Menapace, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Van Fletteren, cum laude. Jeffrey Tyler Schock. Bryce Frederick Gaynor. Thomas James Miller, Jr., summa cum laude. Brandon Douglas Peter, summa cum laude. Samuel Douglas Nelson, magna cum laude. Tyler Michael Yachik, cum laude. Jason Jack Thomas Zula. Stanley Joseph Poniatowski, cum laude. Charles Harvey Liggett, Jr. Jacob Daniel Biesecker. Thomas Matthew Tower, summa cum laude. Brandon Michael Huntoon, magna cum laude. Madison Scott Lackey, magna cum laude. Michael Joseph Schwanz. Tyler Michael Grushka, cum laude. Jacob Gregory Turner, magna cum laude. Audrey Joan Speckard, cum laude. Akil Al-Khalil. Mohammed Saeed Al-Dunim, cum laude. Mohammed G. Al-Gamdi. Alejandro Daniel Arenas. Fahad Jari. Gerard Mark Lefebvre, Jr., magna cum laude. Kelsey Helene Furla, magna cum laude. Jamie Lynn Rogenbuck, summa cum laude. Ashley Marie Gilvitas, cum laude. Alexander Scott Kaiser. Osama Abdul Rahman Al-Farjaz. Faris Faihan Al-Dasari. Saad Fala Azobi. Jasim Muhammad Al-Halal. Nof Fahad Al-Faraj. Othman Khalil Althbit. Hassan Ali Al-Faid. Gregory Andrew Pitts. Justina Larie Alexander. Jacqueline Lynn Jolin. Joseph Ryan White. Alexandra K. Ellison, summa cum laude. Jessica Ashley Zink. Caitlin Irene Dryden. Lauren Jean Schaefer. Leah Mary Hitchcock. Jarrett Glenn Page. Sarah Lynn Bober. Katie Ann Priest. Sarah Ann Lieski, cum laude. Vanessa Nicole Wolf, magna cum laude. Abigail K. Zelke, summa cum laude. Kelsey Sarah Gear. Rebecca Ann Tomasek, cum laude. Juan Sanson, magna cum laude. Trenton David Benedict, summa cum laude. David Leland Cook, cum laude. Mitchell R. Martins. Fiera Monet Harris. Brianna Chantel Brown. Mark Michael Duranchik.
Please join me in applause for these outstanding graduates. Please be seated.
Will the candidates for all baccalaureate degrees please rise? On behalf of both your families and your university, let me tell you how very proud we are of you. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Control of Saginaw Valley State University, I am pleased and proud to confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree you've earned with the rights and privileges and responsibilities appertaining thereto. You may now move your tassels to the left. You may be seated. We have a few more traditions to honor here, one of which is the induction of all members of the graduating class into the Saginaw Valley State University Alumni Association. I now ask Mr. Joseph Bisker, Vice President of the SVSU Alumni Association, to come to the podium.
Thank you, President Bashand. Today's graduates join over 42,000 SVSU alumni who have gone before them. Our alumni make SVSU proud with their significant contributions to our region, state, and world. Recently, SVSU received the Community Engagement Classification from the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. Only 7% of U.S. colleges and universities have attained this national recognition. While this designation is recent, community engagement has been at the core of SVSU from our beginning. This approach to hands-on learning and the benefits it provides are evident in our alumni across generation and in today's graduates. Our 2015 Distinguished Alumnus in the College of Arts and Behavioral Sciences is last year's commencement speaker, Pat McInnes. A past Chief Operating Officer of Quicken Loans in Detroit, today he is the CEO of Fathead, a Michigan-based company and industry leader of officially licensed sports and entertainment graphics. In the College of Education, our 2015 Distinguished Alumna is Karen Herbert Abbott. An elementary school principal, she is one of 3 sisters to have graduated from SVSU, and each of them have dedicated their careers to public education in Detroit. Our 2015 Distinguished Alumnus in the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology is Rick Nash. Since 2007, he has served as a Global Product Line Executive Director and Chief Engineer for the steering columns and intermediate shafts business of Nextier Automotive, Saginaw County's largest employer. Recent SVSU graduates are embarking on impressive careers as well. Chun Chung Tang arrived at SVSU as an international student from China. Despite being a non-native speaker, she majored in English literature and won the Sims Public Speaking Contest in 2008 and 2009. She went on to graduate school at the University of Pennsylvania in the Ivy League and interned at the United Nations. Today, she works as Director of International Programs at Oxford Community Schools in Oakland County. Chandra Drum excelled on campus as an honors student and a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success. Shanda also traveled abroad, teaching for 8 weeks at an international baccalaureate school in London, England. She graduated last year and is working as a physics teacher for Quincy High School, not too far from her hometown of Jerome in southern Michigan. While she was a biochemistry student at SVSU, April Lukowski developed a passion for research. She worked with SVSU's Saginaw Bay Environmental Science Institute, where the Bay City Central graduates studied the watershed that has supported her community for generations. Now she has taken her love of research to the University of Michigan, where she is enrolled in a PhD program for chemical biology. Outstanding students abound among today's graduates as well. William McDonald of Saginaw graduated in December with a bachelor's degree in elementary education and received 8 job offers as a teacher. He accepted a position with the Saginaw Township Community Schools. Outside the classroom, William plays drums with the Saginaw Gospel Choir, serves as a mentor to youth in Saginaw, and is an active member of Power of Dad, an organization dedicated to empowering fathers. Emmanuel Avelino, a biochemistry major from Port Huron and originally from the Philippines, hopes to follow in his mother's footsteps with a career in medicine. He has volunteered at local hospitals and through SVSU's chapter of the International Medical Fraternity Phi Delta Epsilon, he and his classmates have raised more than $26,000 over the last 3 years to benefit the Children's Miracle Network at Hurley's Children's Hospital in Flint. Emmanuel will begin medical school at Central Michigan University later this summer. Ashley Stone has produced quite a resume while completing her political science degree. She was president of SVSU Model United Nations, treasurer of the College Republicans, a student assistant with SVSU's Center for Public Policy and Service, and a member of the moot court team ranked in the top 20 nationally among undergraduate programs. A native of Michigan's Thumb, Ashley also served as intern with State Senator Mike Green. She has been accepted to multiple law schools and will make her decision in the coming weeks. Please join me in congratulating all these outstanding alumni and the SVSU graduating class of 2016. And please join me in welcoming all today's graduates into the SVSU Alumni Association.
Thank you, Mr. Bisker. We've just heard about the remarkable success of our alumni, those that are graduating today and some that have graduated a few years ago. There are those that have remained in our region, while others are headed to all corners of the globe. These are not isolated examples. They are indicative of the sustained success I have witnessed amongst the graduates for several years. For today's graduates, I offer my hearty congratulations. Your special occasion is the end of a long journey, one that I'm sure has had its challenges, but at times you found it rewarding and inspiring. As you prepare to celebrate, let us not forget those who are celebrating with you, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, your spouses, all of your family and friends who have supported you and have sacrificed for you. At this time, would the families, friends, and supporters of today's graduates please stand and be recognized. Our ceremony is about to end, but I hope today serves as the beginning of a new relationship, because the success of a university and its alumni are forever intertwined. You will make us proud by making yourselves proud. So go and make a difference in your careers, your communities, and the lives of others. I hope you will remain an active member of our Cardinal family as well. Remember, we are here to support you in the days and weeks and years to come. And we hope you will continue to show support for your university. Please keep in touch with your alma mater and come back to campus and visit whenever you can. Congratulations once again, and our very best wishes to you. Please rise.